This is Dr. Cecily. Welcome to my channel. This is about narcissist primary networks, and please like and subscribe. I want to talk about the narcissists. I talked about in another video about how I believe that they operate in networks. They do not operate solely by themselves. Narcissists want to win. Just realize they always want to win. That's their ultimate goal. It's their will against your will. They have desires and they have fake fantasies. They have a fake self and they have damaged egos. But they use people because they want to win. And it's all about their image. So on this side, right here, they will surround themselves with people who are probably influential, influencers themselves. They're probably very up in the, very well known. They're probably politicians. They're probably everyday people, but they're good moral people. This is the image that they want to give you, that they're good and moral. They may be even, they may even give to a charity. They may help their families. They may have raised their families, but they've seen, this is the image they want to give you. Now, their networks, and the narcissist networks, this is very, very important. It is about, these are the people I believe that they operate to get what they operate through to get what they want. But it's against you, the narcissist networks. They're probably vulnerable narcissists. They're probably antisocial. They're probably sociopaths. Remember, not all sociopaths are serial killers. And they may be, but they lack that empathy. But the narcissist has an empathy. They have empathy, but they choose not to have it because this serves them. They also, they surround themselves with gossipers, other bulliers, other followers, or just fearful, or the fearful and weak. And then on this side, you have this other segment here, the narcissist targets. So while they are got this image over here, and they have these that feed into that image, they also have over here the narcissist targets. So there are, all this is happening at one time. So there are love bombing, they are mirroring, devaluing, discarding, and they're doing this to different targets at the same time. So know, if you are listening to this video, I just want to commend you that you survived. That you survived, and now you have enough on the you have enough information to protect yourself against the narcissist. So I want to begin with this. Remember, the narcissist's goal is, when you realize that this is a psychological warfare, and that it means to actions intended to reduce an opponent's morale. They want to decrease your morale. They use threats, intimidation, manipulation, and control to demoralize you, to manipulate you, to control you, in other words, to influence them actually to come onto their side and to do their will. Now, when we see this is abuse. Abuse is mistreatment, misuse, neglect, emotional abuse, verbally abuse. Now remember, abuse escalates. So what you know about a narcissist, they'll start, and then after the love bombing phase, then they'll start usually verbally abusing you. That's why you hear a lot of sometimes domestic abuse is about verbal abuse, about belittling, about demoralizing, by making fun of somebody's body part or body shaming them. But the whole intent is to tear you down, to destroy you, to beat you down, to pull you down, to break you down. And this is the thing I'm going to talk about, people's games, because I realized, I used to hear this song about the games that people play. And one thing I remember in the church, when I was a full-time minister in the church, and somebody said, we're going to break you. And I wonder, why did somebody have to break you? To break you when God made you. He molded you and made you. How can you be the breaker when you're not the maker? So that becomes demonic, because when we look in today's world, when we're dealing with COVID-19, we're dealing with They're killing black unarmed people. The sex trafficking. There's still slavery committed in a lot of other countries where they're digging golds and mines, and they're having come up with diseases and limbs coming off, and they're still shooting our unarmed black people. When we look at that, we even got the fires in California. We got enough things that by nature, and this is the prince of the world. Satan is the prince of the world. So you got all these things going on. That's going on enough to break somebody. So when somebody deliberately try to break you and tear you down and come against your own will, it is demonic. It's not demonic. It's demonic because God don't even come against your will. He said, choose ye this day who you going to serve. Now, they use abuse because in this form, a marker. They like to mark, and they like to use strong gesturing. So when they start marking your body parts, you're shaming you about you going to your desires and your dreams, or they try to belittle you, or remember, the only reason they're listening to you is because they, at one point, whatever you say is going to go right over their heads. They're going to pretend to listen, but they're going to begin to mark you. And that's why I think that a lot of narcissists are good at cyberbullying. They like to use the Facebook. They like to text. They like to use crude joking. And even the Bible talks about Ephesians 5, 3, and 4 talks about crude gesturing. And then, and I'm not talking about joking, but I'm talking about the one that's egregious. When you know it's something maybe in your body part that you know you need to work on, and they start body shaming you, and they laugh about it. Like sending you a picture of it. When you took pictures of them looking like queens. Yes. A marker does not like to be reproved, nor will she consult a wise. By you being an empath and by you being a Christian, and even people who are just morally good. Remember, Cornelius did not have the Holy Spirit, but he came before God because he was a good man and he respected God, and he gave alms, and God acknowledged him. But realize this spirit is an evil spirit, and I believe because it opens itself up to abusing people. Because remember, they like to, I believe their goal is to cyberbully. That's why you see so much of it. But it's also to harass, devalue, demean, and degrade. And then when you got those segments, when you got the narcissist at the top, and then you got the group of people that's the image that they want to keep, that they surround themselves, that you see them on the internet, or you see them in meetings, or you see them in the community. Oh, they look like they're having fun. Oh, they look like they're, and the people they're surrounded, you know they're good moral people. And they have some ethics about them. But the narcissists don't. But they surround themselves with these people. In the middle, they have the bullies. They have the followers. They have other sociopaths, other antisocial. And remember, not all psychopaths are serial killers, because they think psychopaths, they actually missing something in their brain where they don't have empathy. But narcissists do have empathy, and they choose not to use empathy because they want to override the empathy. They don't have empathy for you. You are a means to an end. You're like crack to them. When you get to that point where you realize that mask's gonna come off, and you realize you're dealing with sheer evil, you're gonna get out the way. And realize I'm not talking about here people say, well, we're gonna get back at the narcissist, or we're gonna this is how we pay the narcissist. No, there ain't no time to be playing with them. You need to cut them off, because they're coming. Remember, they like to win at all costs. And remember, we don't struggle. That's why the empath know. We don't, as Christians, we don't struggle against flesh and blood, but against powers, against the rulers of darkness, rulers of darkness in high places. These are spiritual wickedness that's aiding them. So when they open that door, because their goal is to defame you, they used to want to use defamation of character. They want to put you in a bad light. They want to make you look like them. Because remember, the Bible said, out of the lens of the wicked, everything is wicked. They think that you're like them. They actually do. But see, they don't see the God that we see. They don't see that God has an end to that. Because God said he will bring the shame on them that they try to put on you. That's why when you see an empath, when you see an empath and you see a Christian, oh, they are praying, God, let the spirit of Haman be on my enemies. That's my prayer. The same hole you dig, let you fall in. I don't have to do anything except cut you off and not gray rock you or whatever I got to do. Go cold turkey. But as far as I'm concerned, that person will never get close to me ever in life, because that person's goal is to destroy you. When you find out that they came to destroy you, to take your dreams, your desires, your beliefs, and your beliefs in God or whatever belief you may have, and you are an empath, they want you destroyed, because you are just a means to an end. And when you get to understand that about a narcissist, because we got a world full of them, even in our leadership, and it's an evil, demonic spirit that's walking the land. That's why I call them serial killers, because you get one infected one. I had one in my family, and it's very difficult when you have them in your family and when you have them in your workplace. But you got to know, you got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, because we realize this spirit. Someone said, don't get up in the fence either. Forgive that person, but keep it moving. And then, do you hate what they're doing? Yes, you don't hate the person, but you hate, because David said, God, I hate what you hate. But really realize that they are going to come themselves, and they're going to come with a group to validate their bullying and their demeaning. So they seek to harm you, intimidate you, coerce you, perceive you, and vulnerable, and because they think you're vulnerable. They see you alone. But see, a Christian know one can chase 1,000 and two 10,000. So when they seeing you by yourself, then they're gonna already fall. They're gonna already fall, because they already assuming that you are not seeking wise counsel. Because God said the foolishness of God is wiser than man. And when you are not sitting here gossiping, that's why I don't gossip, because it's a lying spirit. And for you that's aiding these evil spirits, and for you that's sitting back and laughing, because see, even the serial killers, some of them are not there for sex. Some of them, it's all about power and control. And some of them just like to see people suffer. There are some people who just like to see people suffer. So a lot of times these will be people that they surround themselves with. And then there's the fearful. So we're not here to get revenge, because God said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I will repay. And realize that it might not be in this lifetime. It might be in the next lifetime. But you got to close your eyes. And God says in Romans 12:17-21, do not repay anyone for evil, insult with insult. But you have to pay evil with blessing. Go ahead. Go on with your life. Enjoy your life. But don't try. I had an opportunity for somebody that I knew was a narcissist. And I knew they were doing something illegal. And they were trying to get me to do it. And I wouldn't do it. And then they came up. They were exposed. And then somebody, and the devil wanted me to say, you go. No, God said, take your hands off. And then somebody came and exposed them. So realize that when you come with a narcissist, you're not just coming with them. You coming with the people, even their loved ones or their lovers or their fiancés or whatever. It's really a group of them that's validating them, that's giving them this to operate in these demonic attacks on people's lives, innocent people that really just want to just enjoy their life and just want to have a good life. And some people just seeking love. Everybody wants love. That's just God, how God have made us. But these empaths will come and destroy a narcissist every time, because they think they got you in the trap. And you'll be sitting like, I remember time the mothers used to say, and they'd be sitting and they'd be they said, come on around this barn, I'm waiting for you. Because they already see you coming and see you going. And that's why the empath has, because they're so sensitive. They can walk in the room and they can discern who's the evil one, who's the offended one, and I was wondering why I was so sensitive. I didn't know what to do with the gift. It was a gift from God. But I dare not abuse it, and I dare not use people, because then you're going to be just like them. And see, I realize a lot of people are operating, I see, under fear. They go along with people. I see it all the time. I seen it when I worked as a sergeant. When we went to see about this probation officer, I had 6 or 7 officers.